Hey everyone, CPO here, and you might have seen a video I made previously where I debadged and then rebadged my Kia EV6 GT. And I'm showing you a little bit of that video that I had already published. The reason I'm showing you this is because when I put that new GT badge on my car, one of the things I noticed was the badge was just a little bit too small to fully cover the alignment holes that are in the hood from the factory Kia badge. And this was the only GT emblem I could find that fit the Kia brand. It's from the Stinger K5 line of vehicles. I was okay with that, but it didn't exactly fit. So because of that and the fact that it really wasn't the GT emblem for the EV6, I decided to go on this journey of getting a custom EV6 GT emblem made. So this video is about that. It's about getting an emblem for the EV6 GT, and then I will show you the installation process. So I had this done through Yoast Fabrication, and later in this video, I will show you the process of what I did to order this, and I will also show you how you can get it for way cheaper than I did. So I got my order from Yoast Fabrication, and I have two options here. One is with the installation template, and one is without. I will show you why the installation template is very important, but you can see here it's an automotive grade acrylic. I got it in gloss, and it's got the super low profile 3M double stick tape. It also came with this cool microfiber cloth. It came with a little baggie with some cleaning solution for the emblem. It came with a YoFab emblem itself that if you wanted to stick on and promote the company, you're welcome to do that. A couple of cards that you can maybe hand out to people who are curious where you got your awesome custom badge, and then also an alcohol cleaning pad, and then this is information about installation and care. It's always cool when you find some candy in the box. These guys did not disappoint in that area either. And then of course I have my invoice and a copy of the actual proof sheet that we use to determine the actual emblem details. Yoast sent me several different versions of this. I was really working on sizing. I wanted to make sure that it was sized properly to cover the factory alignment holes. So as shown here with the mounting template, you can see it's just basically a piece of clear acrylic that helps you keep all the parts aligned. And then if you don't get the alignment template, you can see they're just individual parts. In this case, the GT badge for the EV6 has these separate parts that need to be installed next to each other and in perfect alignment. So clearly, in this case, you really want the mounting template if you're going to go through this process. Now, just like I showed you in the debadge rebadge video, it helps sometimes to take some masking tape to box off where you're removing the older emblem from. That way you've got a good place to recenter and realign the new emblem. I'm not really going to follow that process here, but I'll sort of intermingle like the two different options. Here was from that old video of removing the original factory Kia badge. Most of you are probably going to be at this point, so I'm using a heat gun to warm it up. Not too hot, you don't want to like burn paint or whatever, but you do want to soften up that adhesive that is holding the emblem on. And then once you peel that off, you can roll away all of that adhesive tape. And the same goes here for my new custom GT emblem, which I just put on and now I'm already taking off. It's an aluminum emblem, and once I peel it off, I have some adhesive that I can just roll away with my thumb and get this surface re-cleaned again. I'm going to use that alcohol swab that came in the kit and just make sure that you get the surface free of any grease, wax, or anything else that's going to prevent the new 3M adhesive from sticking properly. All right, so as you can see here, the emblem that I got is the exact same size as the proof sheet that was developed for this particular badge. And so what I'm going to do is sort of fast forward a little bit to the actual installation that I did. What I like to do with emblems, particularly in this case where I'm working on alignment, is build a hinge. I have that piece of masking tape across the top to act as a hinge. I want to ensure two things. One, that the emblem is centered, and two, that the emblem is covering those alignment holes fully. Now for centering, I'm using the front-facing camera on the car, which is dead center underneath the lip of the hood there. And I also have a little Sharpie mark. You can see that little dot, which is the center side to side on that mounting template. And then I'm aligning that dot to the center of the camera. And it's a little tricky when I look at it by eye, but if I use something like this, a straight edge or a measuring tape, I can really make sure that it's aligned dead center. The other thing I want to do is make sure that I get it straight so it's not tilted side to side in any way. And so now I'm eyeballing that adjustment, and then I will measure that, and I'll show you a couple ways that I like to do that. It's important that you measure it from, I would say, from each edge, and make sure you measure it from the same place on both sides, because it's really subtle, but the bottom of that hood is not straight. It is actually curved. You have to measure at the same location on either side of the template to ensure that you're basically getting it equal. So another thing I like to do is just take a piece of paper and put some marks and use those as a measuring guide. So I've got a line showing the edge of the hood and a line showing the edge of the template, and I just want to make sure that matches side to side. One other thing that I think is important is to remove any of the excess clear tape on top of this template emblem assembly, because you don't want to be distracted by uneven edges or anything like that. So I basically cut that top clear tape, which its only job is to hold the actual emblem pieces inside the template so that they don't pop out. But I cut it so it's smaller than the actual template itself. Then I can make sure that the hinge tape is fully pressed into place, and then I'm just going to flip up the entire assembly. And then next, I'm just going to remove all of the backing tape from the different pieces. This is a 4-piece emblem. I find using a pair of forceps helps me grab the very edge of that backing tape. You can use tweezers or just work it with your nail, but once I get a little bit just lifted off with my fingernail, the forceps come in really handy just to grab that and rip it off. All right, so now I have the emblem backing tape completely removed. I'm just going to fold down the hinge carefully, hoping that it lines up perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and do another check of measuring everything to make sure it's all good before I start pressing it down. It is going to stick a little bit, but as long as you don't press on it, you might have a chance to readjust without messing up your adhesive that's on the emblem. So yeah, if you do the hinge method correctly, it should fall right back into place where you last measured it before you flipped it up. Just make sure that tape is nice and tight and not loose in any way that would give it some variance. After confirming measurements, I press down the emblem and then slowly just lift off the template, and what remains is the emblem itself. Now you will notice here that I went with a gloss black acrylic, and I thought that was going to be the best choice for me because my paint is matte and all of my trim is gloss black, so I thought it would be a good way to go. Normally, I tend to go matte black on emblems, but again, with my paint being matte, this contrasted with the glossy emblem. I think it looks really sharp, and it really is now the exact GT emblem that should have come on the car, but for sure matches the EV6 GT branding. And I think that's way better. Even though I liked the other GT logo off the Stinger, this one actually fits the model of the car. And so anyway, so here's how you get this. I went to Yoast Fabrication, that's yofab.com. I did pick custom solid color emblems, and it's not that expensive until you start adding things onto it, right? So I picked a gloss black acrylic, and this is not a font style. I'm gonna upload basically the logo in a black and white image for them to convert to an emblem for me. As you can already tell, you're gonna want that mounting template. And then I just selected a rough size. And then now, in order to have them make the emblem from my picture, right, it costs money to have them like work on that and design. So then you can also pay if you want to have rush shipping done. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of whatever their shipping schedule is. So as you can see, it does add up in cost fairly quick. And there's really only discounts if you're doing it in bulk. However, the guys at Yoast Fabrication did work out a deal with me, and they said if I can get 10 people at least that I think might be interested in buying this, they will add this to their pre-made Emblem page and basically just make a bunch and have them in stock, and then you can buy them for way cheaper. I'll put the details in the comments of this video on YouTube. Please go in and comment if you're interested in buying this, and if I get at least 10 people, I can convince Yoast Fabrication to make that available. Now, they did say it will only be available in gloss black or matte black, which quite frankly are the two options I think most people are going to go with. But if we can get at least 10 of you to want to do this, it'll definitely save you quite a bit of money. If you go through the trouble of doing a custom template the way I did, you may as well do something completely unique, right? So anyway, I hope you like this. I think it's super cool. Thanks to Yoast Fabrication for working with me on trying to get you guys a deal. By the way, I don't get anything out of this. This isn't a commission deal. It's not an affiliate program. I'm literally just saying like, hey, I think other people are going to like this. It would be nice if it was cheaper than me having to go through this entire process with a one-off purchase. So it doesn't benefit me in any way. So honestly, if it doesn't happen, like I'm okay with it, but I really think it would be cool to get this Kia EV6 GT emblem out into the community because it looks super sharp if you ask me. But hey, I'm biased. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.